Hey YouTube, it's my Ish Marie and I'm back with another video. So in this video, I'm going to be braiding my niece's hair. I'm doing her 8 big feed-in braids. Before I start braiding, I always divide the hair evenly. I split it in half, her hair in half first, and then with that side half, I split that in another half, and then I take that third and then I split that into halves. That way each braid is the exact same size as far as the parting. When I first started doing braids to the back years ago, I always used to run out of space in the back and the braids be overlapping. But if you part it out this way, you'll know exactly how much hair you have for each braid, and that way you don't overcrowd the back part, because you have more room in the top than in the back. Okay, now I'm going to take my Shiner Jam. I'm going to put that on the part and then use my rat tail comb to define the part so it'll be a little bit cleaner. Alright, so then I'm going to take a detangling brush just to brush through the hair. She is completely natural, and I don't find it necessary to straighten people's hair when they get braids. I just let the Shiner Jam do the work as far as straightening the hair out to make it blend better. Because some people require you to straighten your hair when you get braids of whatever kind, but that's not really necessary. And I'm gonna show y'all what I do to hide her hair from the top of the braids. So at the top you won't see none of her hair anyway, but I still use that Shiner Jam to help smooth her hair out, to make it a little bit sleeker and blendable. Whenever you see me get that comb, I basically have the Shiner Jam on the back of my hand, and I take the comb and grab a little bit of it and I rake it through her real hair to sleek it out. Also, when I'm combing through, somehow naturally that braid hair is basically hiding her hair when I comb it. Every time I comb through it, it pushes her hair toward the side. I don't know if it's the way I'm braiding it or what, but it's another clip I'm gonna show you that if your hair is poking out, there's a way you can always tuck that natural hair underneath that braid so that it's not showing. Okay, so here's the clip. If you notice, I'm combing her hair, but toward the right side of the extension hair, you can see her real hair is showing. So I just take her real hair and I just tuck it underneath that braid hair and just keep braiding. And that is how you hide the natural hair from being shown. And this also reduces the frizz, because if you think about it, the natural hair is what freezes up over time when the hair gets old. It's not the connectline hair. It doesn't freeze unless it freezes at the ends. But this is helpful when it comes to making the hairstyle last a lot longer. If that natural hair is tucked away, then you basically won't get any frizz. You'll just get new growth, and that is what'll be the reason to cause you to, have to get your hair done. And this technique is also good for people who have their hair dyed, but they want to try a different color extension. Like if you have red hair but you want black braids, you can use this technique to hide that real hair so that you don't see different colors in the braid. When I start off a feed-in braid, I start off with the natural hair about 4 to 6 times. I really just braid it until I feel like I got a good grip on the real hair, and then I'll go and add the extension hair. I used to start with the extension hair, but it leaves a little ball, like a little ball at the tip of the hairline, and it just doesn't look all that natural. So to me, it's just better to start off with their real hair and just add the hair, about 4 to 6 braids in. And I'm not a professional braider, so I really want to thank everybody who watching this video who hair I have braided. And I just want to say it's just making me better and better, because I've done this hairstyle so many times over the past 2 weeks. But each and every time I do it, I learn something and I'm just getting better at it. So I do want to say thank you, and I appreciate everybody who take a chance on me doing their hair, because I'm not a professional. I just braid at home. So thank you. I'm still learning. Okay, so in this clip, I wasn't done, but I did add some mousse to her hair because she has some funny acting hair. It'll frizz up fast. So I went ahead and put mousse on these first 2 braids, and then I added some hairspray to make sure it stayed put. And also, you can leave like the little edges out if you want to create some fancy baby hairs, but with her hair, I didn't want to take a chance. I don't know if it's her or the hairstyles, but they don't last long. So I just braided everything in the braid, and whatever was left over as far as the natural hair on her hairline, I just used that to create some baby hairs. And then when I'm feeding in the hair, I always start with a small piece, like 2 or 3 small pieces. And then I go in with 3 bigger pieces. And then after that, the pieces are the same size until I finish that braid. So I feel like in order to get that gradual increase in size, you have to start small, but don't jump from small to a chunky piece too quickly. You have to just gradually add those in. And if you want to get a very, from like you want to look like the braid is growing bigger. And then when you get halfway toward the middle, when you get to the size that you want, you can stop adding the hair in until the braid starts to get thin. And then you can add a couple pieces and just keep going. But you don't want to add hair in every single stitch. And I'm still not completely where I want to be as far as how I do feed in braids. I really want to learn the stitch braid method. Sometimes when I braid, the front of the braid look like it's been stitch braided, but I don't really know exactly how I got it to look like that. But I do notice when I'm braiding, when I put my thumb in between the entire underneath the entire braid, that can help as far as me practicing stitch braiding. But I know the technique of when people grab the hair and kind of part it off. Some people use a comb, some people use a pinky nail or fingernail to just kind of part the hair and then grab it. But I guess that's what I'm gonna work on next. I don't really know how to do that, so I need to learn that.